Hi guys, happy Sunday night. Just getting home from work. Dog's a little crazy. How's everybody doing tonight? Yeah, that's it. I was actually gonna do some work on my come on. I was actually gonna do some work on my room that I'm remodeling. Oh, Max! But Max is very happy to see me home. So let me get my freaking phone. He's crazy. Hi Michelle, how are you? Oh, Aiden, welcome in, man. Hey, how's it going? How are things in Greece? Yeah, Max, he thinks he's a lap dog. He thinks he's a lap dog still, even though he's a big boy. He's alright as long as he doesn't just keep knocking stuff. Yeah, talk about tired, Michelle. Yeah, me too, man. Hey, Justin. Um, oh, what you hear in the background's ambulance. It's a siren. Out here, sound travels quite a bit because we're out in like the middle of nowhere. So, you know. So now, do I call you Aiden or do I call you Vortex? What do you want to be called? That's the question. It's warm. It's always warm. This freaking guy. He's. You see what he's doing? He wants to chew on my hand. Hey, calm down. So, Aiden? Okay. I'll call you Aiden. Tell you whatever you want to be called, buddy. So, Mr. Aiden, welcome in, man. Thank you for coming in. Appreciate it. And Michelle and Justin, I'm just sitting out here with the dog. Just got home from work. Just figured I'd go on live for a little bit because I haven't this last week. Just had a lot of stuff going on, you know? 51, that's chilly. That's chilly for me. In my area, that's, you know, that's pretty chilly. Yeah, that's Max. That's Max. He just wants to play, right? Maybe I can give him a box. Maybe yeah, you want a box? All right, I'll give him a box. Yeah. He knows. He loves boxes. You want? He wants a box to play with. Are you sure you want that? I have a hard time saying no to him with the boxes because that's just like his favorite thing to do. As you can tell, he loves to just shred cardboard. And he's always looking forward. Unfortunately, he tries to shred cardboard when it's not ready to be shredded. So what he'll do is, it's pretty funny because he'll just get a hold of boxes that are not ready to be processed yet, like things that still have things in them. So he'll end up shredding all that. Miss Helms, welcome. We got Miss Holmes here. Oh, I saw your videos today. I've been watching your videos. They're awesome, Miss Holmes. I like the antique shows, stuff like that you're doing. That's cool. I like it, but we have a, come on, Max. I'm trying to get Max in. I'm trying to get him to settle down because everybody's asleep. Carl's got school in the morning. My wife's got work. He's all excited because Daddy's home. Hey, calm down. Shh. No. Jason, hey. Hey, Jason, how are you? Yeah, it's almost midnight. It's approaching midnight. It's almost midnight. I'm gonna break the rules a little bit because I got the day off tomorrow, and I just got home. So normally my cutoff time is gonna be midnight, but screw it. I'm on. I haven't been on live for a while, so. So Jason, how's it adjusting to being home? Max, no. Hey, I may have to go into my little room. He's getting making me pain. Come on. Good boy. Hang on 1 second. I don't have my backdrop anymore because we had to reinstall the drywall. So now it looks like this. But all the drywall is installed. So, it's not as pretty. I don't have my little sign up, or my little poster up that my daughter put up, but hey, it'll work, Oh yeah, Miss Helms, I'm renovating. Yeah. We had a flood, and see, like where that little green tape was, that was the backdrop where I had it's like a construction zone. It's what I've been using as like a YouTube studio, so to speak. Oh yeah, I've got big lights. Yeah, I got construction lights, stuff like that. Yeah. Michelle. So Jason just got out of the hospital. I'm glad you're home, buddy. I really am. I'm trying to hook up this. What I was going to do live tonight is I was going to start doing the drywall patching. And I've got to get this area done. Whoop. This little area, this is where the toilet's going to be hooked up. And I was going to do the drywall live while I was chatting with you guys, but they didn't really secure it that good. I paid somebody to put the drywall in, and that wasn't their actual profession, but they got it done, and I needed it done. However, I'm backtracking, and I've got to do like a lot of little adjustments, I guess you could say. Because when you do drywall, any screws that are sticking out, you're gonna have to like this screw right here. It's sticking out a little bit. I don't even know if it's actually in or not. But what I'm gonna do is, like when they're poking out, I'll pull on it. If it comes out, great. But that might actually just be something they didn't actually put all the way through. All right, see. Okay, so the screw they used was too long, essentially. So what I gotta do is I gotta use a short screw. But there's just like a lot of this stuff that I'm gonna have to do before I can actually start taping it up and doing the finishing work. But that was my idea until I got in and saw that there's a lot of fixing up to do before I get to that stage. So instead, I just came on and said, "Oh well, Michelle, this is like years in the process, you know." Hi, Tracy's. Welcome in. Welcome in, Tracy's. Tracy's is a homesteader up in Canada. Welcome in. So, yeah. So now I'm just gonna sit and chit chat with you guys for a little bit. I was gonna do some construction on live, but no, I'm gonna. Ooh, shit. Trying to get the. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so now I'll just chit chat with you guys. But it was good seeing you guys. Yeah. Yeah, Jason, I had a lot of extra green board left over, so I used it for as much as I could around the bathroom. Um, just because I had it and I used it. It's more expensive. I didn't plan it that way, but you know, hey, it worked out. So, um, yeah. And Miss Helms, you've been going to those antique shows. Those are awesome. I enjoy those. I'm getting as many. You're doing so many of them. I'm having a hard time keeping up. I had to work 5 out of the 6 nights. I work 6 days a week. Um, we call it a half a day when I can get out at 3 o'clock. You know, we don't have a dinner service going on, but I've had dinner services all week long. If it wasn't dinner service, it was a birthday party or something like that. So I've been freaking. Even though it's not really busy, I'm busy. I'm still there, freaking 15 hours. You know, so. Oh, Michelle's awesome. Me and her have been. I started doing YouTube in November, I want to say, and pass the meatloaf. That's awesome. Jason, I don't know if you're still here. I'm trying to look back. You know. You're cleaning the house, Miss Helms. Okay, I'm going back. I'm sorry I missed a little bit. So awesome, Jason. Are you back to work? Are you on light duty? What's going on with your situation? Because I don't know. Yeah, that green sticker's freaking annoying me. Ah, I see. Are you terminated from your other job, or are you on suspension, or what do you want to call it? The work relate or because doing what you do, you're in a specialized field, so I can imagine that it wasn't the job for you. I think that's what you meant to say. Yeah. No, I'm with you. You were giving some grumps about it last time I talked to you. So, well, as long as you keep getting a paycheck, keep working it until I don't have to tell you. you know. But yeah, you get these companies and they're just terrible. You know, they they're just not right for you. I can't explain it. But if you're not happy at your job when you go to work and then you go home and you're just angry about your job, you're angry about that's not a good job. You need to go to a job. You need to have a job that you enjoy being at, that you enjoy doing, whatever it is. If you enjoy creating stuff, if you enjoy digging ditches and you're having a good time, hey, okay, you're not going to get rich, but hey, you go home every day, you sleep, you hug and kiss your wife and kids or dogs, whatever it is, and you go home, but you go home happy. You go to sleep, you wake up happy, you know? That's the bottom line. Life is too short to be fucking pissed off all the time, It really is. You can see vertical chats again. Were they eliminated? You know, Michelle? We got two people, Jason. These two people, Michelle and Miss Helms, are from Washington State. They're both over there right now. So it's actually way before. I remember you had an issue, but there was an issue with my old moderators that had deleted you for some reason. And I got that fixed, Michelle. As soon as I figured out how to do everything, I was a little naive when I started off. Oh, hey, Miss Holmes. I was just saying that my friend Jason's here, local with me in Florida, and I was just saying that you and Michelle are both in Washington State. You know how cool that is. Mm. Jason is actually somebody that I want to get him in to come collaborate because he's an interesting person as well. And yeah, Michelle's in Washington State. Um, but Jason, he's a great guitar player. He's a great pool player. He's a very interesting. Not only that, he's a very interesting conversationalist, and he's very quick witted. And I have some of the best conversations that I've ever had in my life, or just hanging out with him. You know. So yeah, of course, Miss Holmes, welcome back. Yeah, and him and I see eye to eye on a lot of stuff. Are you still here, Jason? I think Miss Helms, you live on the coast, right? Miss Helms, I believe you live on the coast. Hmm. So I'm assuming, Jason, you're not coming to work tomorrow. Are you off? Are you on? Yes, Miss Helms. I I loved it too. I love the collab with Vegan Kings as well. Um, we had a separation. I guess it's the easiest way to say it. He decided that he needed to go a separate way. Um, that's okay. I still respect him. I appreciate all of the help that he'd given me. Um, I'll still recommend his page to everybody that needs vegan advice, stuff like that. But uh, they no longer talk to me or Michelle or John or there's several other people that were in the group. They kind of blocked us, did stuff like that, you know. Yeah, he actually, as a moderator, I made him a moderator of my page, and he actually blocked John, Michelle, several other people as a moderator. He did it, and I was upset about that. That kind of it was a thing. It's not worth discussing, but it was yeah. So him and I, like I said, it's yeah, Michelle, I am too. I mean, you know, same. It's the exact same thing that we went through the exact same experience, just at different times. Um, but yeah, it it sucked, but you know, yeah, yeah. I don't let it bother me at all. But I don't want somebody blocking people for no reason on my page because they have a problem with them. You know, that was the issue that I had, and that was, I guess, the straw that okay, well, if it's not okay with you, then we'll just move on and call it good, you know? I I'm sorry to say, Miss Helms, it's probably because you still talk to me. Because anybody who talks to somebody that he deems um somebody that he doesn't want to talk to anymore, that's exactly what happened. And Team was talking to me still, and he removed Team who created the whole entire Discord group that we had. So I mean, it's kind of a long story, but no, but I did send a message on him, and I asked him. I said, "You haven't been on in a while. You talking about the Solomon Project, Mr. Burns?" And I sent a message, and he says, "I'm doing okay. I had some stuff come up. I'm gonna be off for a little bit, but I will be back." That's what he assured me, and that was a message that he sent. So I don't know, but I just told him I missed him, and you know, hey, it is what it is. Yes, did you get a reaction on your soap? I'm curious to see the reaction. And Miss Helms, I know you sent it to DeAndre, and DeAndre's since blocked me from commenting um, because of this stuff. Is because this guy um, vegan is now doesn't like me, so now he's telling everybody to not. I've been blocked from DeAndre's page, which I've always supported him, and it sucks when that happens, you know. Um, but it is what it is. I'm not losing any sleep over it. If DeAndre doesn't want my support, I'm not gonna give it to him. You know, exactly. You and Mr. Burns too. Mr. Burns didn't block me either when all the drama was going on, and I don't. Well, that was, uh, yeah. It's a long story, but basically, I wasn't willing to stop supporting somebody because somebody else had an issue with them, and because of that, they decided that I they didn't want to support me, and which okay, fine, whatever. You don't want to support me. I'm an adult though, and as you said, I make my own decisions who I can talk to and not to, and I'm not. This isn't middle school. I'm not in middle school. You know. Yeah, Tracy's. It was horrible, especially because I just started into YouTube and I didn't even realize how everything worked, you know. And I was basically giving people control of my page that had their own agenda, you know, that were. I've reconnected since then with other people, and I suspect that Jamal will end up. I mean, not Jamal. I'm sorry. Damn it. I've got a brain freeze right now. DeAndre. I'm sure DeAndre will end up going through the same situation. That's like what they do. That's the pattern. And it's a shame because I enjoyed watching DeAndre's channels and stuff, but once he blocked me, I'm like, I'm not gonna. I can't support. Can't support someone that's not gonna that doesn't want me to. That's fine. I can live with that. I still get my sleep at night. Yes, YouTube. Yes, yes, yes. Have I? Yeah, Miss Helms. Yeah. Well, I disappeared for. Well, I guess you could call it disappear for because a few people left comments. I haven't been doing lives every night like I was. Generally, I was just doing lives every night when I got home from work. And was going on doing that. But that was just a chit chat because I was bored because the kids were asleep and I was awake. Um, no, I haven't. Oh, hold on one moment. Sorry about that. Yeah, Tracy's people can try to take advantage of you just for your view time. Just to have people to help them get monetized or whatever. And people take advantage. Your time is valuable. It's an asset to them, and people will take advantage of it. And exploit it, I guess you could say. You know, but I learned that in the first 2 months of being on YouTube. It's like, oh, okay. So, I mean, it's just like anything in life. You know, you walk through the street and you pass by 10 people. 4 of them might be genuinely nice people. 6 of them might be scumbags that are trying to do something. You know, it is what it is. It's just like life. You know. But I try to surround myself with positive people and people that enjoy the same interests that I do, you know? Oh, Miss Helms, I'll monetize if I can. Shit, I'll take the free money. I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna lie about that. But, no, I'm not gonna, mm, I'm not going to damage my integrity by that, you know? I'm gonna be who I am, and that's it is what it is. If you don't want to be around me, you know, okay, that's fine. I'm not gonna lose any sleep over anybody that does not want to unsubscribe to me on YouTube. Miss Helms, if you did, I might lose one night of sleep over it because yeah, I'm addicted to your I'm addicted to your channel. But anyways, if you told me you didn't want me around, I'd be a little upset. And I'm a little worried about Solomon. You two are my favorite channels that I go to. And in all honesty. So and that's when I get time. You're my most viewed channels. So no, he assured me today. He sent me a message this morning. I commented on one of his videos. It's been 8 days since he's posted, and I said, "Hey, I haven't seen you in a while. I'm worried about you." And he sent me a little comment on his last video. You know, he said things are gonna get straightened up soon, and I said, "Oh, okay, so good." I was worried maybe something medical happened or something, some other things. But he's got some issues apparently, so that's good. It would be nice if we could get a list. I've been hearing about the craziness on YouTube. Yeah, but you don't, Tracy's. You don't pay attention to that. You do your own thing. You know. You keep doing it. You don't get caught up in the drama. You don't pay attention to any of that. You know. It's the best. I mean, you know, it's like I was in a whole support group with lots of people. They all just ghosted me out of the blue, and boom. I said, okay, you guys don't want to talk to me. Okay, no big deal. I'm not gonna freaking cry about it. you know? All right. There was a time when people on YouTube bothered me. I don't care anymore. Yeah, exactly, Ms. Helms. Exactly. My my boss gets on here and busts my balls. And he says some stuff that gets deleted from YouTube before I even get the chance to say it. This is flagged as maybe being inappropriate. But in the kitchen we bust each other's balls. And so we talk like that all the time. But it's good fun. Like, you know, I don't know how to explain it. That's how we work, and it's not offensive. We're just joking, you know. Even though it is offensive stuff we're joking about, but you know, yeah, that's what your sister said, you know, stuff like that. Yeah, but but when he puts comments on YouTube, he's been deleted quite a bit. And I don't know if you know my sarcastic statements. Whenever Bill Carrar comments, he's always saying something derogatory, and I always give him something, sir. Thank you for your support, sir. He knows this bullshit. I'm just fucking with it back. But that's how it goes. Yeah, there's all sorts of great. All right, there was a time when people on YouTube bothered me. Oh yeah, we went over that. Yeah, don't let them bother you. Fuck them. Fuck them. They don't matter in your life. Now, I am gonna say something. When you become friends with somebody on YouTube, you think you become friends with them, whatever. You share it back and forth, and yeah, it bothers you when they turn like that. But you don't know anybody's mental capacities and stuff like that. It bothers you. Once you establish a relationship, like I said, like if you, like for instance, if you, Miss Helms, you and I have established a friendship over YouTube, a YouTube friendship, I guess you could say. Michelle, same with you. You know, Jason, on the other hand, I've lived with, and he was my roommate, and he was a friend. That I consider that different. You know what I mean? So, but I consider this is YouTube friendship. Um, it's a little bit different than a real life friendship. And if you decided to just cut me out of your life, like my other YouTube friends did, yeah, it's gonna bother me. It bothered me for a little bit, but then it's like, okay, you're not. It's different. So don't let the YouTube people that are going to be derogatory or stuff like that. They're not real people in your life. The real people in your life are the people that you see day to day. I get to kiss my wife good morning. I get to go to bed. I get to kiss my kids and say have a great day, even though I don't get to see them. When I'm working, but when I come home, it's like, hey. Yeah, some people are meant to come in short term. That's the truth. You know, I'm very social person. I meet people. There's so many people that are in and out of my life, and it's, you know, it it is what it is. But when I being a social person, I understand how people think and and I could just know when somebody's up to no good, I guess you could say, has their own agenda. Um, I can identify that pretty freaking quickly. And yeah, I don't know. But that doesn't take away from me. I don't let their actions, you know, upset me, I guess you could say. It's like the guy was smoking crack. He asked me for $20. He told me he'd pay me back tomorrow. Why didn't he pay me back tomorrow? No, come on. You know. You know what I mean? I'm not like that. It's one of those things. So Miss Helms, did you get a letter from the I'm anxious. I've got a friend that works in the post office, and they keep asking her, did you get the email thing? Are you involved in that? You know, I'm watching all this stuff, and I'm wondering. And some people, this is very. I laughed. I laughed when I found out that some people were bullet pointing 5 different pornographic sites as to what they did for the email. Good for you. Yeah. Everybody that's fought so far has won. Everybody that they've tried to do. Good for you. 19 years in the Department of Defense. $19 years. That's awesome. Now, yeah, it was mostly the first year people, but that was the actual, when they did the math. At least I listened to NPR, which is, public radio. They said that the amount of people that actually quit on the first, whatever, was the normal turnover rate for federal jobs. So, yeah, oh, definitely. I would have flushed his head down the toilet. Just because. If I had the opportunity, I would still flush his head and give him a swirly. Swirly, twirly, whatever they used to call it. Hold them by their legs up in the toilet. It never happened to me, but I've heard stories of people. I think that was before my time and your time too. I don't know if you've ever had that. That happens. My sweater. Oh, thanks. This is actually a work. This is a work issue. Work issue. It's a logo for our. I shouldn't say that. Never mind. Never mind. Yeah, there is a significance of it. It's a logo. It's a logo for the club I work for. I'm kind of in work clothes. I get a little nervous because I'm not allowed to speak of my. I'm not allowed to have any social media related to my work. So. All right. Good night, Tracy's. Good night, Tracy's. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for coming in. I'm glad you got to chit chat with Miss Helms as well. Tracy's is awesome, Miss Helms. You would enjoy. She does the kind of thing that you enjoy, the homesteading and stuff like that. She's up in Canada. You have a wonderful night. Have a wonderful night. Yeah, exactly. It's yeah, I can't. I'm not allowed to do any of that. So, and I'm sure you in your profession the same way. So, I understand. That's why I had to take a lot of my videos down where they were at the front of the house and stuff like that. And I mean, I could do tons of great YouTube videos, but they would be. I'm just not allowed to film at work. So, That's why I film everywhere else in my kitchen, stuff like that. I'm just doing my own thing. I don't. You know what though? Like I said, Miss Elms, I'm doing it for fun. I'm doing it for entertainment because I'm bored at midnight. You know, generally, you know. Yeah, and when you filmed in your kitchen, I think you did a great job with that soap video, which is great. I enjoyed seeing that so much. I don't. I mean, I know a little bit about the process, but I know that it's extremely base to the point where it's corrosive to the skin. You know. But like I said, it always reminds me of that freaking movie, The Fight Club. I implore you to watch that movie. What happened? The guy was making basically the guy was making soap to fund his terrorist organization. You know, it's a great. It's. I think it's. I think you would enjoy it. Take 8 weeks to cure instead of 6 weeks. Yeah, I'm curious to see the people that you sent it to, your feedback. That's cool to get that. See the lucky thing was with my art is when I do the what's for dinner, I get instant feedback. You know, dinner's good, or you know, or I get no comment at all, which means I know that I didn't do good. But when I do the what's for dinner, I mean, I'm one on one with all those people. So yeah, but he'll give you feedback though. Your father, he'll give you feedback though. I'm sure he'll tell you whether it's good or bad, right? I don't know about you, but my parents are honest with me. They're brutally honest. You gotta stop doing this. You gotta stop doing that. You know, that's how parents are. You know. Yeah, yeah. So you get an honest response. So that's awesome. That's awesome that you still got. This is awesome that your dad's still around because I know you're the same age as me, and our parents are getting up there in age, and appreciate them. You know, I got a grandmother right now who's 100 years old. 100 years old. I catered her 100th birthday um, in July, and that was good. And she had the flu and ended up in the hospital last month, and it was a little bit scary because, as I said, she's a 100 years old. So you know, so if I take care of myself and wasn't smoking and wasn't drinking, those are my genetics. I possibly could have lived to 100 years old. I know that that's not going to happen. You know, I can already see my body declining. You know, 84, 93, 2018, and 2022. I am sorry to hear that. I have one surviving grandmother. Yeah, and she's 100 years old. In July, she'll be 101. Um, if she makes it. But when you get up when you get up there in the age, it's tough. You know, you never know. You never know. But then again, none of us ever know, really. You get hit by a truck, you know? Look at Gene Hackman. Just died. His whole family died because of carbon monoxide. And when somebody said something like, how does that happen? I said, there was actually currently in Boynton Beach a few years ago. There's a horrible story. Teenager had a sleepover, had a friend over. Somehow somebody hit the button on the car and the car started running in the garage, which was linked to the house, and basically killed everybody inside of the house. Yeah, no, well, they had a local incident over there. Carbon monoxide is they used to when I lived in South Carolina, there were people that used to run kerosene heaters where you just fill them up with kerosene and those they would burn kerosene. Um, but when it got really cold, they would move them into the house, and that was a problem, is because the exhaust was carbon monoxide, so it was just basically like sticking a hose from the tailpipe, and the same thing occurred. But these people didn't know any better, because they weren't taught, you know, basic science, and it's sad. It's really sad that these people are. I mean, if you have to go, that's not a bad way to go because you just go to sleep and you don't wake up, basically, you know. Yeah, it was a horrible story, especially because her friend had come over to spend the night, and yeah, it was horrible because friend comes over to spend the night, and then yeah, it was a bad story. It was a local story over here, you know. But it's basically the same thing that happened in Gene Hackman. I haven't had time to look into the story or anything, but they said that somebody mentioned today that he was. It was a week before they found them, which I don't know about that. I can't confirm or deny it. But, you know, 100 years old, and I got to cater her party. Yeah, yeah. No, my daughter was doing it with me. It was just a family thing. I catered it. I kind of led the thing. But my daughters, my 11-year-old, my 13-year-old, my mother, my father, we were all doing it for the party. That was my crew. That was my workforce doing it. It was good. It's like 80 people. If I had been on YouTube, I would be doing. I'm doing a wedding next, or later in this month. I'm doing a wedding. I'm catering a wedding for about 80 to 100 people, um, on the 22nd of this month, and it's a friend of mine's, and I'm doing it pro bono, but um, she's got to pay the staff, stuff like that, all the people that I've got to hire, And I told her just pay for the food and all. That's all you gotta do. Pay for the food. All my services are free because it's a friend. What are you doing on the 22nd, Miss Holmes? Said so we'll be both busy that day. I will be. I had to take it off of work, and it's a busy day of work too. But this is a close friend, so I can't not do it. You know. Oh, awesome! That's awesome. Are you gonna film it? Are you gonna film what you can? Let me rephrase that. Well, let me rephrase that. Yeah, I know you're gonna film what you can. That's awesome. I'm gonna tell you something. Once yeah, I understand you completely. This is the thing is people get into certain professions and they're like, oh, I'm the best, and they don't try to learn anything new. That's you always need to learn. As soon as you stop learning, you are obsolete in your industry or whatever it is that you're doing, your hobby or whatever, because there's always new things developing, there's always new things happening. And if you don't keep up on it, they'll pass you right by and you become obsolete. Yeah, there might be new techniques that they developed last month that, you know, how to cut an hour out of doing your thing or a different chemical that they're using or whatever, you know. No, Miss Helms, this way. No, that's all right, Michelle. Hey, life happens. Don't worry about it. Uh, yeah, Miss Helms. No, no, no. That's why I enjoy talking to you. That's why I enjoy it when you're on. Why I enjoy your things because I think the same. I believe that you and I have the same mindset. You know the same way of thinking. You know, it's the way I can put it. But yeah, yeah. But you always definitely have to learn. You always have to be on top of it. Um, there's so many. I've met in my profession. I'm just gonna give you an example in my profession. I'm sure you can give me an example in your profession. But in my profession, there are cooks that just are like, I'm the best. They get there, they get all the credit, they get all the stuff, and then they're like, and then they just do the same thing over and over and over again. And guess what? People get bored. They want something new. They want, you have to always be on top and be at the front line. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Especially because that's your hobby, that's your interest. Get in there. Learn from other soap makers. I go into different restaurants and like I tell the people starting out, I said, whatever restaurant you work at, I don't care if it's a Denny's. I don't know if you have those over there. I don't think you have those in Washington, but that's a southern thing. Um, Waffle House or something similar. Trying to think. I don't know if you guys have Waffle House, Huddle House. Um, anyway, any of those little breakfast diners. Oh, you do have Denny's. Awesome. So trust me, your your stomach is thanking you for that. um, but yeah, when you even if you work in one of those little places, you can learn something from one of the cooks that are there that will establish you, that will give you, just give you something. I've learned so many things everywhere that I worked. But I'm a sponge for knowledge. I love to learn, and I love to learn. I love to teach. I learned not to waste my time teaching people that don't want to learn, because I can sit there and say, hey, I can show you how to do it, but I'm a sponge for knowledge. I love to learn everything, not only just in my profession, but just in life in general. Like soap, I'm learning to make soap. Do you know how I'm learning to make soap? By Miss Helms, and I appreciate that, because it's like, wow, cool, maybe I can make soap one day, you know just by, or anyways, I love to learn. I love to learn. Information is like crack to me, um that's how I am. No, yeah, I'm watching you. But like I said, what piqued my interest with soap making originally was that movie, The Fight Club, and I still implore you to watch it, because it is a good movie. Um, it's kind of twisty, and it's good cinematics and good, you know, they did a good job with that movie. Reading the book, I'm glad it wasn't as dark as the book was, because the book was a lot darker. It was a little bit weirder. You know, but yeah. All right, Miss Holmes, I was going to do a like I said, I'll give you a tour. I'll give you a tour. I was gonna do the drywall and start. This is the thing. You see this area right here? That's where the toilet's got to go. And I had a friend that offered to come in and help me install the toilet tomorrow. However, I would have had to have drywalled everything up, but I can't, because I've got so many screws and things to replace, because the guys that I had do it, they did it quickly, but there's inefficiently, and I've got a lot of things that I've got to do. I got to pull screws out. Um, give you an example right here. You can see that. Let me put my bear down. That the screw should be flush into the drywall, like this one. See how that one's inside the wall? When they're poking out like that, when you put the mud on, it's not. So they either have to be in or out. So if that's not in, I think they use too long of screws, because this is up against the concrete wall. So there's only like a ½ inch, but I think they used an inch and a quarter. But either way, yeah, and you can see down here, same thing. But they just kind of left it, and that kind of annoys me a little bit. But for the price I was paying them, I'm not gonna complain, because they got it all wrapped up. As you can see, um, I've got a whole bathroom that's being, you know, so, you know. All right, have a great night, Michelle. Michelle, thank you so much for coming in. Yeah, Jason, but they were Yeah, they were from a halfway house is where he employed them from. But I mean, I'm gonna have to screw around and play with it. That's what I'm gonna do tomorrow. If you are not working, you're welcome to come out tomorrow and hang out with me, buddy. I'm gonna tell you that. I'm home all day. My truck is not supposedly getting delivered tomorrow at 12. It's finally gonna be done, supposedly, but I'm not holding my breath on it. Being out of a car for this long, it is what it is. So, all right. Well, I'm gonna hop off, guys. Jason, I'll give you a call after I get off the live. Oh, excuse me. Oh, pardon me. Jeez. All right. Have a great night, guys. Miss Helms, thank you for joining. Jason, thank you for joining. Well, thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Miss Helms. I'm sorry. Excuse me. I'm sorry, Miss Helms. Well, it was also in a hollow room, so it echoed everywhere. So sorry. All right. Well, you guys have a great night, and hope to see you soon. Good night.